Most clients think PR is just sending emails to journalists and waiting for responses. The reality is that 80% of effective PR work happens behind the scenes in activities you never see but that determine your entire campaign's success. In the next 7 minutes, I'll reveal exactly what professional PR teams do during those hours you're not watching, why a single pitch actually requires 3 to 4 hours of preparation work, and how 10 years of relationship building creates opportunities that no amount of money can buy. Relationship building with journalists is invisible work that separates professionals from amateurs. This isn't networking, it's strategic relationship development that takes years to build but creates immediate access when opportunities arise. Daily relationship maintenance involves monitoring journalists' social media, engaging meaningfully with their content, sharing their articles when relevant, and providing value without expecting immediate returns. When a cybersecurity reporter tweets about a data breach, professional PR teams respond with helpful context or additional resources, not sales pitches. Relationship building activities include tracking journalists' job changes across publications, noting their beat coverage evolution, remembering personal details that build rapport, and maintaining contact even when not actively pitching stories. These relationships become invaluable when breaking news requires immediate expert sources. The compound effect means journalists recognize professional PR sources and prioritize their emails over random outreach. When TechCrunch needs cybersecurity commentary on deadline, they call established sources first because trust has been built through consistent value delivery over months or years. Pitch customization for 50+ outlets per campaign requires extensive research and personalization that most people don't realize happens. A single story angle might be pitched to 60 different journalists, but each pitch is customized for specific audience, publication style, and journalist preferences. Research requirements include analyzing each journalist's recent articles to understand their current coverage focus, studying publication audience demographics and editorial tone, identifying specific angles that serve each outlet's readership needs, and timing pitches according to editorial calendars and news cycles. Customization details involve adjusting technical depth based on publication sophistication, emphasizing different benefits for different audience types, referencing journalists' previous work to show relevance, and providing different supporting data that resonates with each outlet's focus. The time investment means each customized pitch requires 15 to 20 minutes of preparation, research, and personalization. For a campaign targeting 50 outlets, that's 12 to 15 hours of skilled labor before the first email gets sent. Media monitoring involves crisis prevention and opportunity tracking that protects your reputation while identifying growth opportunities. Professional teams monitor mentions of your company, key executives, competitors, and industry trends to catch developing stories before they become problems or opportunities. Daily monitoring activities include tracking brand mentions across news outlets, blogs, and social platforms, identifying emerging industry trends that create story opportunities, monitoring competitor coverage to understand market positioning, and watching for breaking news that requires immediate expert response. Crisis prevention means catching negative mentions early before they escalate, identifying potential reputation threats from industry developments, monitoring social media for customer complaints that could become stories, and preparing rapid response strategies for various scenario types. Opportunity identification involves spotting breaking news that needs expert commentary, finding seasonal story angles that align with your expertise, identifying journalist requests for sources through platforms like Haro, and recognizing trend developments that create thought leadership opportunities. List refinement requires continuous research and relationship management because media landscapes constantly change. Journalists switch publications, change beats, get promoted, or leave the industry. Professional teams maintain current contact information and relationship status for hundreds of media contacts. Research activities include tracking journalist job movements across publications, updating contact information when reporters change positions, adding new journalists who begin covering relevant beats, and removing contacts who are no longer relevant for your industry. Relationship status tracking involves noting response patterns to understand journalist preferences, documenting successful collaboration history for future reference, identifying journalists who become advocates for your expertise, and maintaining engagement levels that preserve access without being intrusive. Database management requires sophisticated systems that track journalist preferences, deadline patterns, response history, and relationship development over time. This institutional knowledge creates significant competitive advantages for agencies with established systems. Strategic pivots happen constantly as teams adjust based on what's working. Professional PR isn't rigid execution of predetermined plans. It's adaptive strategy that evolves based on market response, journalist feedback, and business results. Performance analysis involves tracking which story angles generate the most journalist interest, identifying outlets that drive the best business results, monitoring which spokespeople receive the strongest media response, and analyzing timing patterns that optimize placement success. Strategy adjustments include shifting focus toward angles that resonate with journalists, increasing outreach to publications that show strong engagement, developing new story themes based on market feedback, and timing campaigns around proven high response periods. Why professionals get results comes down to accumulated relationship capital and specialized expertise that can't be replicated through DIY efforts. 10 years of daily journalist relationship building creates access that no cold email can achieve. Relationship advantages include immediate response rates when time-sensitive opportunities arise, priority consideration when journalists need expert sources, insider knowledge about upcoming story opportunities, and established trust that reduces journalist risk when featuring unknown sources. Expertise benefits involve understanding publication editorial processes that optimize pitch timing, knowing individual journalist preferences that improve response rates, recognizing newsworthy angles that clients might miss, and positioning stories in language that resonates with media professionals. Institutional knowledge includes historical relationship context that enables strategic outreach, proven messaging frameworks that consistently generate interest, established processes that execute campaigns efficiently, and accumulated industry insights that guide strategic decisions. The competitive reality is that professional PR teams with established relationships consistently outperform DIY efforts because they've invested years building the infrastructure that makes PR campaigns successful. This relationship capital becomes your competitive advantage when working with experienced professionals. If you want to understand more about how professional PR creates sustainable competitive advantages and whether DIY or professional services make sense for your situation, I've created a free masterclass that breaks down the complete decision framework. You'll get the ROI comparison between DIY and professional PR, the relationship building strategies that take years to develop, and the behind-the-scenes processes that determine campaign success. Plus, I'll share the exact questions to ask when evaluating PR partnerships. Click the link below to access the free masterclass and make the right PR decision for your business stage. And if this behind-the-scenes look was valuable, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more insider insights about professional PR.